It's week 2 of the National Football League, and if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Raiders and the Texans, and it's coming up next.
In the only building this franchise has ever known, we're at the home of the Texans. Welcome to NRG Stadium in Houston. Alongside Brock Hewitt in the booth, I'm Kate Scott. And Brock, we usually at this point talk about a quarterback, talk about a game-breaking running back, a home run hitter when it comes to wideouts. No. Today, before this one, we're talking about a couple of tight ends.
And what a great game it is, Kate, to spotlight that position because we have two of the league's best. And when you go back and you watch the tape after the fact, when the ground game's running wild, it's usually these tight ends making blocks. When the passing game is getting it done, well, they play a role in the air as well.
Everyone's still celebrating the return of regular season football, and we're away in week 2. He stopped on the return at the 27. So out had the Raiders for their first possession. They're led out by someone amidst their second act as an NFL QB. He was a second-rounder back in 2013, Geno Smith.
And he wonders, he's about to take his first snap today. Yeah, he took care of the football last week, Kate. That was great. No interceptions. But just the one touchdown. Be curious if he cranks up that aggressive knob today.
They'll run here on first down. And he's into the front for a gain of about 2.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet. But if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Completed to his running back.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to third down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
He has the first over the middle. He makes it in for the touchdown. The Raiders take a 6-0 lead right away. Brock Bowers, the touchdown. So a touchdown on the board for him, Brock, as they start this game off a perfect 1-for-1 offensively.
Yeah, I'm going to call that scripting for success right there. Can't do it much better than that. And listen, when you script these first plays, you don't always know who the targets are going to be. It's really then relying upon what the defense is trying to take away. They couldn't take away that big old tight end.
Carlson good on the extra point. And the Raiders will jump out to a 7-0 lead. The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. Set to return, this is Braxton Berrios. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Well, here come the Texans for their opening drive. And leading them out is the second overall pick back in the 2023 draft from the Ohio State. It's C.J. Stroud.
The biggest mistake you can make here is letting his offense get suckered into trying and matching the pace while the opposition just set. Even if it's a quick score to begin the game, he's got to have the poise and the patience here to run the opening script they've planned for all week long. Play your game and not let the circumstances dictate and force your hand early.
That's complete. Here's Kirk. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. After a good pickup, they're set up with second and short. Running for the first time with Joe Mixon. Across the 45 and still going. And he works this down to the 41. It's a 26-yard pickup there. And the Texans are going to have a first down.
Those unsung heroes, those big guys up front on the O-line, well, let's give them a little love right here, Kate. They don't always get the attention they deserve on a broadcast, but let me tell you, they played a huge role in that big old run.
First down, and they go right back to him. And with a nice gain, he runs him down inside of field goal range. We'll look at his numbers on the ground from last week here. Second and 3 now. Oh, they're looking option, headed left side. Across the 20, continuing to work. And for the moment, that's going to be a touchdown. Whether it will stand, though, Well, that depends on the call on this flag.
Holding offense.
You don't get too many plays of that size in a game, and that flag takes away one of them. Stroud throwing here on first. Has him on the quick hitter. And he gets this down to the 13-yard line. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted him. They wanted him in a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after.
And he's going to be brought down after running this to the 8. First down play nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5. Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. Pressure gets to him, and he goes down. That's a sack. We do have a marker down, but where it's at on the field, partner, that sure looks like it's in the neighborhood of holding. Well, that play went for negative yards anyway, so no need for them to accept that penalty. On 3rd and long, it's Stroud. Flush down out to his left. Oh, he's going to run for it. And the ground game works for the touchdown. The Texans finish off their opening drive. C.J. Stroud, the touchdown. Wow, great work there by the quarterback. The play broke down, didn't really have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise, and in the end, Brock, the best call he could have made.
Yeah, and you can do it in different ways in today's NFL, right? The Tom Brady's just recently retired. He did it with his brain. He did it with his mind, but you've got to be able to improvise, as you said. You got to be able to create when a play breaks down, and when you can put 6 on the board, man, does that infuse your offensive group with confidence.
The kicking team all ready for the Texans, and forward they run to send it away. His return starts at the 5. And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down. Second drive coming up for the Las Vegas offense. They really had the passing game clicking on that last touchdown drive, partner. We'll see if they stick with that or if they mix things up a bit on this series. On first down, they'll run. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs churning like a piston in an engine, and that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost, and he busts those tackles.
And his charge towards the line, that's right around 3 yards.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Short pass brought in. And he's going to get stopped right around the 45-yard line. Call it 7 yards on the play, and that's enough for the first down. Blown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And he gets a few on the plunge forward.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. Kalen Bullock up to make the stop.
You know, Kate, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game. Right? Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage. B, it sets up your play action.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
Sometimes I wish everybody could feel what that feels like. When you're a QB and you just feel the air in the pocket getting sucked out and you know there's no escape, it can be just one heck of a deflating feeling. Not for that defense who puts a sack on the board.
Now we'll see the Houston offense for their second drive of the contest. They're looking at the entire field in front of them. A long drive ahead, Brock, as they start out very close to their own goal line. Now begin with a run by Mixon. And the power play up the gut only results in 2 yards.
This close to your own goal line, they really don't want to risk a sack. That means, well, one option, run it and buy whatever breathing room you can.
It's Mixon on second down. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Just 1 yard on the play, though. That leaves him with third down and 6 to go. Throwing from near his own goal line. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. And he's tackled for a short gain.
You know, Kate, they always say that QB clock, you know what it's more like? It's more like an alarm, especially in a situation like that, and it's a good thing you woke up to it, able to make something out of nothing and at least keep them moving forward.
Texans going to kick this away on 4th, and it's Tommy Townsend on for the punt. In his first effort, a tough one. It's going to come from the back of his own end zone. The return begins on their side of midfield. And he's brought down before the return gets far. It's a 61-yard punt that time. And the Raiders are going to like where they get to start out for this drive. Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Lone back gets the handoff. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
2nd and 13. And it looks great flying through the air, Brock, but problems on the business end as it falls to the ground. 3rd down coming up. Out of the gun, here's Smith. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up.
So often, so many of these games in the NFL, well, they come down to a play or two, and 3rd down's critical. Whether it's in a close game or already out of hand, the coach wants to see them convert those.
So this one goes out of bounds inside the 20, but not by much. They're giving him the 18-yard line. Here come the Texans as they get set to take over on offense. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. Mixon on the counter. And they take him down at the 24-yard line. Halfway there on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Stroud off the play fake. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
When we think about safeties, I mean, it's just right in the name, right? The safety is the last line of protection in the passing game. We don't think of them as blitzers. But, Kate, let me tell you, for a safety blitz to get home, they got to be great disguisers. They can't show that blitz early. That safety didn't, and the quarterback took the brunt of the contact.
Got to figure out this 3rd down here. Shotgun now for Stroud. Makes the grab in bounds left side. At the 20. Touchdown, Houston! The Texans break the tie here in the 1st. Nico Collins with a touchdown. So no mistaking that play call, Brock. They said everybody on deep goes, and it winds up paying off. What a play.
And you'd think on the other side, defensively, they'd be ready for this. But this is truly a breakdown in the secondary. They're just not able to make a play on the ball in the air. And the end result, as you said, a big play and a touchdown.
Point after up and good by Fairbairn. And the Texans take the lead here, 14-7 in the 1st. The kicking team all ready for the Texans, and forward they run to send it away. He fields it from the 8. In pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The Vegas offense getting set for another drive now. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Plowing up the middle. And he has enough room to gain about 4.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a first down.
2nd and 6 now. Hits his running back. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. And that play goes for 8 yards, and it keeps this drive moving. New slated downs to approach here from the 40. 1st and 10 now. Here's Smith. Fits it through the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
Smith on 1st down. Escapes the pocket. He can run it. And he slides down with enough to pick up that first. They pick up 20 yards there. And that's a Vegas first down.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play. And denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
And he's brought down for a loss.
We take a break from his regularly scheduled programming of pass coverage duties to see him adding a little contribution in the run support. And his teammates, you can just see the body language. A little nod, a little grin. They'll welcome the reinforcements every time.
And he's stopped down at the 16 after a small gain. Looks like a pickup of 2, and now they've got 3rd and 10. Another carry for him. And he'll get him a handful on that run as we've reached the end of the first. So some time to maybe reconsider what to do on 4th down. That's the end of the first quarter. Neither side separating much so far. We'll make our return to NRG Stadium after this. So now on 4th down, the Raiders elected to send Daniel Carlson out for the field goal. It's just a 26-yarder down the middle. And it is good. No problems there on the shorter attempt. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
In that close, in the red zone, you know they're upset they couldn't finish the drive with a touchdown. It's only half the points, but at least there's something to show for the possession.
Barrios now to return it. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Texans and wide receiver Nico Collins ready to go once again. And he finds himself across an important benchmark for yards this season after that last drive. He stayed pretty busy this season, and the numbers show just that. Here's Stroud on 1st and 10. Finds him over the middle. Continuing to move past the 45. And it's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that first down.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend? Do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
First down, Stroud. Nothing there left side as it ends up incomplete.
Hey, I know nobody's perfect, and all you have to do is listen to me and how many words I screw up. But you certainly expect those throws of that length to be 100%. They've got to be borderline automatic in this offense.
2nd and 10, Stroud to throw. Dell with the grab. And he's able to cross midfield before going out. The Raiders go a nickel on this 3rd down. To the air yet again, it's Stroud. We've got a screen to the running back. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a first down.
This dude just simply got a nose for the marker no matter how they get him the ball, Kate. Hand it to him, and he sniffs out that first down. Get it to him on a screen, and it's no different. He surges ahead and keeps this drive moving.
First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. They send the tight end in motion. To the air, Stroud. Into the hands of Schultz. And he runs this to the 25 before being brought down. big gain, 14 on the play. And it sets up a Houston first.
Here we go.
On play action, here's Stroud. That's caught at the 4. And that play is brought to a halt, so they're going to say at the 5-yard line. And even 20 yards on the play, and it awards them with a first and goal. They're going to run here. It's Mixon. And he won't challenge for the goal line. The stop made at the 4. Just 1 yard on first and goal. Still 4 yards to go on second. Mixon has nothing on that run. They stand strong and stop him at the 2.
Well, you get a little bit closer, but you can feel the pressure starting to mount. Unless you're committed to playing 4 downs here, this becomes a critical third down call.
Now Stroud on third and goal. Chased out to his right. And he will score. It's a Houston touchdown. The Texans now lead by 10. C.J. Stroud, the touchdown. Great play by the QB there, Brock. The play broke down. He didn't have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, turned out to be the best call he could have made.
It is such a necessary tool in today's NFL for that QB to put right in his tool belt, Kate. You know, in my day, you could be a blacksmith, right? You just do the job and stay in the pocket. Not anymore. You got to be an artist. And you got to be an artist that can create when things break down. And that's big time to get a touchdown out of it as well.
The kicking team all ready for the Texans, and forward they run to send it away. Dallas Flowers now on the return. He stopped on the return at the 27. Out comes Las Vegas on offense. And down double digits, Brock. Field goals like we saw in their last drive aren't going to move the needle as much as they need to. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Here's Smith. Got a man, it's Mayer. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
And this almost ended worse, but he gets a yard out of it. Derek Stingley putting that play to bed. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Here's a give up the middle. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. Give him 4 on that run. That's going to bring up 3rd and 5. Putting a receiver in motion. Smith on 3rd and short. This is hauled in by Myers. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. Give him 30 yards on that one. And that's good for a Raiders first.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position by hitting on that shot. You've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
First down, Smith to throw. He's on the move. Now here he goes. And he evades any kind of trouble, but only a short gain to show for it after sliding down. 2nd and 6 coming up here. Shotgun snap to Smith. Got a man, Bowers has it. And they'll advance this down to the 5-yard line. Give him about 16 yards on that gain, Brock, and it sets him up with 1st and goal. From the red zone now. And he rips this one out and over the back of the end zone, incomplete. So the incompletion on 1st, here's 2nd and goal. Throwing is Smith. He would put way too much on that one, Brock. Over the end zone and out. That throw doesn't lead to 6. And now it'll be 3rd and goal. Free play here. Let's see what he does. And he's got it in the end zone for a touchdown. But now all eyes going to turn to those officials. We got to see if this flag is going to take it away.
Offside, defense.
Got to the end zone with a free play, so they will, of course, decline offsides and take the points.
That penalty is declined.
Carlson to tack on the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Raiders cut the lead down to 4. We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. And this drive will start inside the 25. The Texans and running back Joe Mixon headed out for their next series. And after the impressive drive we just witnessed, you gotta imagine that they are hoping to respond with something similar.
Yeah, and I don't love to use the word can't, right? But this can't be a 3-and-out for this offense right here. They got to give their defense a chance to catch their breath and turn some of the momentum in the building.
And he's going to be brought down up at the 28-yard line. 2nd and 6 coming up here. Keeping it with Mixon. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. It's a gain of 5, and he's just short, so that's 3rd and less than a yard. Kirk in motion left. 3rd down, Mixon gets it. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
3rd and inches, and you hate to see that run go backwards. I just take myself back to a huddle, and you know you're imploring your guys, listen, just give us a little bit of a push and we will move the sticks. Instead, well, the defense is energized with that stop.
The Texans set to punt. And he'll try to have his 2nd punt top his 1st one. His first effort went 47 yards. Brock looks to have a little more into this one. And the coverage team is there as he fields it, so almost nothing on that return before he stopped. 58 yards on the punt there. And it'll be Raider football. Smith in the pistol. He's going to push one deep down the right. That's incomplete for the moment. We do have a flag down, but it might not be good news for their offense. That's usually where we see holding calls. So the refs get him for holding, and that's going to back this offense up. Man in motion here. Out of the gun, here's Smith. That one's caught along the left sideline. Hits the 20. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown. The Raiders need only 1 to take the lead. That score was less about the throw, although it was good, partner, but it was more about getting it to somebody who knew exactly what to do with it.
Well, Kate, it's a good thing the touchdown shows up on both their stat sheets, because sometimes, well, it's quarterback who delivers, and sometimes it's the effort after the catch that really makes the magic happen.
Carlson now to add one more. The point after splits the uprights. And the Raiders push their lead to 3. The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. Returning it from the 4. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. Now we get a look at this Texans offense. And in a high-scoring game to this point, everyone anticipating, well, even more points as they take the field. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. And not a great choice on 1st down. It's incomplete, nearly intercepted, actually, so 2nd down coming up. Throwing is Stroud. Finding Collins. And he's short of the first after a mild gain.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32.
Those kind of completions are so frustrating, Kate. It's like a putt. You got it on line, you feel good about it's going in the hole, but you never want to leave it short.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. The Raiders back on offense, led out by Geno Smith. And at the pace he's begun the game throwing the football, Brock, he is in line for a special type of performance if they need to keep throwing it until the end. Now a give running right. And they had that one contained right at the line. Derek Stingley putting that play to bed. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10. Back-to-back carries here. And as they bring him down, let's check the penalty flag.
Holding offense.
So now, partner, got to reevaluate what to do on this next snap because the holding call pushes him back quite a ways. Here we go, 2nd and very long. Jump off caught by his back. And a nice gain here, but it stopped short of the first.
Rhythm. You hear me talk about rhythm a lot. Whether it's a golf swing, a baseball swing, heck, even a bowler gets himself into rhythm. And I'm just telling you, kid, from experience, these little...
Finds a seam, left side, he's off to the races. And he will take this in, touchdown. The Raiders make it a 9-point advantage. And that, Brock, I know you're keeping track, but just in case our audience isn't, his 4th first-half passing touchdown. At the pace he's on, this would be a new record if he has a second half to match this one. Carlson to tack on the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Raiders make it a 10-point ball game. The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. Returnable from the 2. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. Houston's offense back out now and ready to go. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Running with Mixon out of the gun. And he's going to be brought down up at the 28-yard line. Minute 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4. We've hit the 2-minute warning now in NRG. The Texans with a lot of ground between where they are now and where they need to go. 2nd and 4. Pass caught by Mixon. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play. Throwing on 3rd down, Stroud. That's complete. Here's Kirk. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped. Here's Stroud on 1st and 10. Escapes the pocket. He's stepping up and takes off with this one. Decent yardage picked up here before he slides down to avoid the tackle. Timeout coming from the Texans. That's their first. As they'll meet and decide what to do on this 2nd down. Shotgun now for Stroud. He's on the move. Now here he goes again. He gets a little something out of it before sliding to a stop. The clock rolls as the Texans try to hurry their offense to the line. Complete beyond the marker. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. 1st down, Stroud. And the 1st down pass sent away by a defender, incomplete. He was trying to find Christian Kirk there. And we'll see what they do here on second down. From the gun, Stroud. Escapes the puck. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. Houston calls it second timeout. Out of the shotgun, a give to Mixon. And he's stopped. Now we'll wait to hear what this flag is all about.
Holding. Offense.
So they'll let the play stand, decline the penalty, and that's going to bring up fourth down. Punt team is on now, and they get this away. The Raiders headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And last drive, he reached one of those numbers that everyone looks at as a benchmark after the season ends, Brock. Quite the year that he's put together finding the end zone. First and 10 now. Here's Smith. And he won't escape this. The Texans take him down. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up. So at halftime, the Raiders fighting to an advantage on the road. Now we'll head over to Orlando, Florida. Check in with Jonathan Coachman for the EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Kate, back to you and Brock in just a moment. But after a wild first weekend in the NFL, time to see if things will settle down. In that first half, it was a veteran quarterback who led the charge. He's over 300 yards passing already as he's looking to possibly put his name in the record book. We saw a couple of high-octane offenses getting it done in the first half. Both teams had no problems moving the football. And you'd have to think, the team whose defense shows up in the second half is going to be the one who walks out of here with a victory.
Thanks so much for the look around the league, Coach. But now it's time to turn our attention back to this one as we begin the third quarter. Barrios now to return it. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Now here's the Houston offense. They've got it first to begin the third. That passing game they went to in the first half, it's going to need to be firing to start this second half too as they chase this lead. Stroud throwing here on first. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down. New slated downs to approach here from the 40. Back to throw, Stroud. Into the hands of Schultz. He's got to gain a 6 there. Jeremy Chin there on the stop.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
He wisely avoids contact, sliding down there, and that played good enough for a first. Give him 8 yards on the play. And the Texans are going to have a first down.
Here we go.
A give to Mixon up the middle. And they get there to take him down right around the 41. Give him 5 on that carry, bring it up 2nd and 5. On the ground again with Mixon. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
What was supposed to move the chains or at least make third down easier to handle instead? Well, did the exact opposite here, Kate. It now makes this third down a whole lot trickier to figure out.
He's on the move. He's running for it. And he's brought down after a short gain.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
Punting unit out now. And he's going to do the honors for the 4th time today. And that kick a little too well struck. He drives it into the end zone for a touchback. The Raiders are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And our team in the truck putting these highlights together, well, they certainly had plenty of touchdowns to choose from. 4 of them, actually. Though the way he's been playing, Brock, you cannot count on him being done reaching that end zone just yet. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. From the gun, Smith. Has it downfield, working the left. And he breaks into enemy territory before being stopped on a huge gain.
Just excellent effort on that catch. And a lightning quick transition from bringing that football in to getting vertical. He was not content for a second to end that play where he caught it. Any catch he makes, his intent is to put some serious yards on top of it.
So as we all recover from that last play, it's 1st and 10 near the red zone. Throwing now from the gun. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. The Raiders push their lead further to start the half. Brock Bowers, the touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. When you reach the status that he has around the league, Brock, well, we all at this point expect him to be making plays like this when he's targeted down near the end zone.
Yeah, I think the best thing I can say about this dude is he makes it look easy a lot of the time. And this game, trust me, is never easy. It speaks to how well he plays this position.
That one splits the uprights. And the Raiders take a 3-possession lead. The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. Barrios now to return it. He stopped on the return at the 27. The offense returning to the field now as we get a look at their wideout. And I think by this point we can all agree, Brock, that he is not going to be stopped until the clock stops at the end of this game. He just continues to make catches count in this second half. On play action, here's Stroud. Caught by his fullback behind the line. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
Well, if they were concerned about losing yards, running it on 1st down, it just happened anyway. Not many passes end in a loss. Hopefully they got a little more aggressive strategy coming here on 2nd down.
Dell with the grab. And he's brought down for a loss.
You call that receiver screen, and every once in a while, that wide receiver, well, he's got to be his own blocker. He's got to make the first guy or two miss. That didn't happen. Play goes nowhere.
They'll motion him out of the backfield. And that will not be enough for a 1st down.
I'm a big fan of the screen pass. Really, you can run a screen as they just showed on any play. 1st, 2nd, 3rd down, sometimes even 4th. But it takes great acumen, a great football IQ defensively to have an awareness it's coming, and then more importantly, to stop it.
They'll bring out the punter here. And this is the 5th time he's been called upon today. And he can't evade the coverage team for much. They stop him before he gets really anything on that return. Time for the Raiders offense to hit the field. And all the touchdowns are sure going to catch some eyes around the league, but sure not unexpected for those of us who saw how well he was throwing it back when he got his first couple of scores.
Yeah, and if anything, he's only continued to improve and play better as this defense tried and failed to find any way to slow him down.
1st down, Smith to throw. Into traffic, complete. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
Wow, his first real mistake, that's intercepted. Azeez Al-Shire has it. And the Texans will take over as he records his first interception of our season. He got in front of that one for the pick. Looked like that's the receiver it was designed to go 2 on that play, too.
Yeah, the QB just must have missed the lurky defender in coverage right there. That's where, as a QB, you've got to have the vision to not just see your route, but see those defenders in front of it. If you stare down your receivers in this league, turnovers follow.
This offense headed back to the field, led by their receiver. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the punter, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some rest this time around and find some points to go after that lead. 1st and 10, a run to Mixon. And the plunge up the gut yields nothing there. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10. To the air, Stroud. And a bit of deja vu as they stop him at the line once again.
Some certainly do it better than others, Kate, but every running back in the league today has got to do just that. You cannot be a one-dimensional back in the league anymore. You can't. You got to be able to handle your business, both toting the ball as a runner, and really importantly as a check-down outlet on short throws.
It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
Kate, when you watch the combine, you'll watch guys try to make this throw, and without chemistry, it's so hard to execute. That was picture perfect. That's a QB and receiver on the same page because that route, that deep out to the field, that takes just a different level of connectedness.
Holding. Offense.
Fighting all he could to keep his quarterback upright, but crossed the line there. That earns the holding penalty. Looking to throw, Stroud. Hits him on the out route.
Kid, I can't tell you how good that is. Anticipating the outcut, having the ball on the way before the receiver's head even turns. He puts it on him so that receiver can easily get out of bounds for the nice gain.
Stroud off the play fake. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
You get into the red zone and every detail matters. It matters on the whole 100 yards. But, Kate, once you get inside this red zone, it is so critical. And let's tip our cap to the defense on the details, creating that sack.
And he will score. It's a Houston touchdown. The Texans parlay the interception into points. How quickly things can change, partner. The pain from being taken down that prior play, yeah, I imagine that's gone and forgotten now, and it's been replaced by the adrenaline from finding the end zone there.
Yeah, that defense could have certainly used a pass rush from the previous play because that quarterback had plenty of time to scan the field and make a throw, and he gets an immediate measure of revenge for that sack.
That one right down the middle. And the Texans cut the lead down to 10. That lead trimmed just a bit, down to 10 points now as the kick is up and away. Return starts at the 3. This return makes it up to the 25. The visitors ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And like we've seen from him before, Brock, he got a good game going early through the air and kept the pressure up from then on. He's still taking it to him now as we work through this second half. Smith on 1st down. He gets this one to Myers. We'll have him gain about a handful there. Derek Stingley putting that play to bed. Offense to the line for 2nd down. They go play action. Here's Smith. He fires one deep down the middle. Ooh, would have been a big gainer if they connected, but they could not. Instead, 3rd down coming up. Shotgun snap to Smith. And even on 3rd down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be 4th down.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Begins his return at the 16. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. The Texans returning their offense and this running back to the field. And get that big old marker out. Cross a major number off his roadmap after that last drive. He's reached one of the marks that every back strives to hit at some point during the season. Schultz with the catch. And he's going to get this up to the 26 before being taken down.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Motioning him from the slot right. It's Mixon on second down. And he's going to manage a lone yard on that drive up the gut. Desmond King up to make the tackle. 3rd and 4 coming up now. Throwing with a blitz on the way. Pass caught by Mixon. And this one does not go far.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Punt meets him at the 28. And he's brought down before the return gets far. This offense and their quarterback making their way back out there, ready to take over once again. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. And the middle holds. They don't get anything on the run. No progress on first down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10. They give it to him again. And his drive up the middle gets him about 3. That stop coming from Henry To'o. Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7. Looking to throw, Smith. Setting up the running back screen. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. A 9-yard gain and good for a first down.
To this day, I can still see the faces of the big guys in the huddle. When you call a screen like that, instead of them just getting knocked backwards, they get to be salesmen. They get to push those linemen downfield and then tee off and go hit somebody like they did right there.
They send a man in motion. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. Give him 4 that time, so 6 to go on 2nd down. Back to the well again. Breaks through, and he might break away. And he goes out a little short of the 40. He manages a gain of 8 there. And that's a Vegas first down.
That's the type of call that offensively, man, it just builds so much confidence. I don't even think they were looking to get the first down. Just get to a manageable 3rd down, but instead they move the chains, and that is one disheartening look on that defense.
And he's stopped at the 31-yard line. A touchdown aside in that frame as we run out of time in the 3rd quarter. It's the Raiders' ball, a chance at a win if they can hang on to this lead. Options are open here. It's 2nd and inches. Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
That's certainly a spot where you could be more aggressive, Kate, if you wanted to take your shots. But some coaches, even the bolder ones, will take the safe play first when they get it from time to time. No 3rd down required now.
And through the back of the end zone and out of bounds.
QBs, well, they're a lot like the great shooters in the NBA. Hey, listen, sometimes you're going to miss. You just got to shake it off and keep shooting away.
The give here on 2nd. And he'll make his way down to the 16-yard line. They get about 4 there. Need a little more than that now on 3rd and 6. Another carry for him. And he's stopped out at the 16 after a small gain. 1 yard on the play, and now they've got 4th down and 6. Daniel Carlson out to try this Raiders field goal. This will be around a 33-yarder for him. And it is good. No problems there on the shorter attempt. And that pushes the lead up to 13.
Those 3 points could go a long way to securing this W. Makes it a lot more comfortable knowing the other side's got to score a couple touchdowns now. A touchdown to field goal's not going to get it done anymore.
Starting from the 5. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. Out now come the Texans on offense. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. They'll begin with a run by Mixon. And they bring him down, but there's a flag on the field.
Holding. Offense.
But partner, they say there's holding on every play. You just got to look for it, right? That time, though, we did not have to look too hard. Here's Stroud. Complete out to the right. And not much doing. He stopped quickly. Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Back now, pressure on its way. Complete out to the right side. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a pickup of 26, and it sets up a Houston first.
Man, I love that effort, adding as much as possible to that catch while earning the 1st down. That's called yards after catch, and it's what coaches want from all their pass catchers on the roster.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. It's a design boot. He's got him, that's Mixon. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a 1st down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
To the air yet again, it's Stroud. This is complete to Schultz. A flag's down as he stops. Looks like this one's on the offense. Fighting all he could to keep his quarterback upright, but crossed the line there. That earns the holding penalty. 2nd and 15. To the sideline, Collins brings it in. And this isn't resolved quite yet as he goes out. We've got a flag down. Looks like it's going to be on the offense. Fighting all he could to keep his quarterback upright, but crossed the line there. That earns the holding penalty. Here we go, 2nd and very long. Completed to Collins. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. Let's see what they went with on 3rd down.
Here we go.
Now it's Stroud. Has his man, it's Mixon. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. From the gun, Smith escapes the puck, trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up. Trying again, following the sack. Flushed out of the pocket. He's running with it. And he slides down with enough to pick up that 1st. Big gainer here as he picks up 20. And that's good for a Raiders 1st.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
Ball at the 33 for 1st down. A play fake, now Smith to throw. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. Trying the right side. And that hit stops him in his tracks. No gain on the play, and they still need 10 now on third down. Throwing now, off play action. Just got it away before the hit, but it doesn't matter. It's incomplete. Fourth down coming up.
Well, that's like a good peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Takes both to make it work. And defensively, you've got to have that pressure up front. That's peanut butter. And then you like to have some jelly. And that was almost a huge play with an interception.
And he's getting nothing on that return. They wrap him up almost at the exact spot that he fielded that punt. 65 yards on the punt there. And it's going to be Texans football. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Staying between the tackles with Mixon. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Give him 9 yards. He almost moved the chains there. It's going to be 2nd and 1.
Here we go, let's go.
From the gun, Stroud. That's complete. Here's Kirk. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped. They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. Into the hands of Schultz. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. He picks up 15 on the play. And the Texans are going to have a 1st down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Cut out left. The end result there, 15 yards and a 1st.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. 1st down, Stroud. We've got a screen to the running back. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
I know coordinator and quarterback going to be upset with that 1st down because you call a screen on 1st, you're thinking stay ahead of schedule. Even a minimal gain to stay on pace, but instead, that defense creates a negative play and sets them back behind the sticks.
And he pushes this down to the 22-yard line. 16 yards on the play. And it sets up a Houston 1st. Shotgun now for Stroud. Rolling left, buying some time. He tucks it and takes off.
Well, this is in every quarterback's tool belt, even the ones not regarded as the best movers and shakers. But Kate, to play QB in the league today, you've got to be able to do this.
And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. A dose of the hurry-up offense here. On 3rd and long, it's Stroud. Cover man is there, and he harmlessly knocks it away. Incomplete. Nico Collins, the intended target. And they're going to be stuck with a 4th and long. Here's Stroud now. And that finds him in the end zone for the Houston touchdown. The Texans now within 1 score in the 4th. They were throwing for it there, and they didn't care who knew about it, Bronk. And it turns out, hey, nothing was going to stop them either.
Yeah, there's something about an empty formation. You are declaring to a defense, other than QB draw, this ball is going to be in the air. But at the same time, you also force the defense's hand. There's only so many coverages they can play, and they just exposed them.
So here's the kickoff, Brock. Just 6 points now separating our teams. Has this at the 6. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Raiders have their offense back out there. And after that touchdown, cut their lead back to 1 score, Brock. A response in order as they take over. Out of out of shotgun. They'll give it to him inside. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great block in the spring of guys hitting blocks downfield and a back who can show off his wheels.
And that takes us to the 2-minute warning in Houston. Raiders leading by 6. Markers reset, ball at the 37. First down, and they go right back to him. And he drives that front backward on a gain of 4. Now just 4 seconds after our 2-minute warning, we've got another pause. Timeout taken by the defense. Back-to-back carries here. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. No surprises here. Defense quick to stop that clock. We've got 1:53 left in this game. Let's see what they draw up on a 3rd and 7. Man in motion out of the slot. He'll look to throw it. Wow, still throwing, and this is intercepted. Picked off by Derek Stingley Jr.
Well, that's now his 2nd time when he's put his defense in a tough spot. That's a hard thing about playing quarterback, Kate. You know, with these interceptions and now the 2nd on the day, you're asking your defense again to step up to another series, another possession, another challenge. This quarterback's got to start protecting the football.
The Houston offense out and ready to set up shop. And after watching their passing attack take them the length of the field last drive, Brock, I expect we're probably going to see a heavy dose of the aerial attack again here. This one's to Kirk out left side. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. It's a 23-yard pickup on the play. And the Texans are going to have a first down. Setting up to pass. He's got Pierce. And he'll cover up as they touch him down a few yards short of the first. Here he is to throw. Gets this one to Pierce. And he's tackled with the first down yardage. To the line for a new set of downs. Only a lone timeout at their disposal. Back to throw. Dell with the grab. And they'll get this down nearly to the end zone. Instead, stopped at the 2. Throwing is Stroud. Gets himself free. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up 2nd down. They kick the running back in motion. To the air yet again, it's Stroud. And he sails that one over the end zone.
Well, you got to have a short memory in the NFL. Incompletions happen. Now you got to make the adjustment and go get the next one.
To throw. And no one had a shot at that. It's out of the back of the end zone, incomplete.
Quarterbacks, well, they're a lot like sharpshooters in the NBA. Sometimes they're just going to miss. You got to shake it off and keep on firing.
Here he goes. Got to have this on 4th down. And they connect on the touchdown to claw back in these final moments. And an extra point will win this game. Man, Brock, that defense held up 3 straight plays. They just couldn't come up with the one final stop they needed to get off the field.
And how about this offense? Courage of the offense to run it back for one more snap and make the adjustments on 4th and goal to finally punch it in. Quite the mini little chess match we just saw play out over those last 4 plays.
And now the Raiders call for the first of their timeouts. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. Now on for a likely game winner if he can hit it. And he gets the extra point, and that kick gives them the 1-point lead right near the end of this game. The kicking team all ready for the Texans, and forward they run to send it away. He'll bring it out from a couple yards deep. Only manages to get this back to the 20 before he's taken down. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Smith in the pistol. He'll get this to Tucker. And he'll get it up to the 27. Now a timeout, and there may be time for 2 plays here, Brock, but a quick short one does him no good. They gotta go for broke here. This ball's cut by Bowers. And he reaches the 35 before going out. Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. One final shot here. And this one falls incomplete. No miracles on the final drive today. This game is over. So it's the Texans who defend their building and take the win. And there was no easing up. It took some white knuckling until the very end, but their defense carried that small lead through to the finish line as they escape with a victory. So for Brock Ewart, our incredible crew, everybody here at EA Sports, I'm Kate Scott signing off. We'll see you next time. It's a win for the Texans, as we'll see you next time from Houston.